some peace of mind. But TikTok said a gator drove a Jeep through the blinds. Florida man's at it again with fireworks and a goat. And someone married a ghost in a Dollar Tree coat. Hey, what in the Walmart rapture is going on? Aliens dancing in a Waffle House song. Karen's got a taser in the checkout line. And Dr. Oz just adopted birds to fight off crime. Oh, I'm just sitting here scrolling my jaw on the floor. The internet's a circus and I can't take no more. Yeah, when it's wildin', there's a raccoon in the sink. Someone robbed a Wendy's just to steal a frosty drink. A pastor's gone viral yelling about the end is near, while folks ride hoverboards in wedding gear. Hey, what in the Walmart rapture is this mess? Florida's a movie, but it's filmed in VHS. Someone fed meth to a squirrel named Dave, and now he's in a cage just throwing rave. I'm just...
Good morning, everyone. I have not blown away, which is really good for right now. But if you hear like giant wind in the background, we are dealing with like 60-mile-per-hour straight-lined winds in Indiana. So that's not always fun. But I did want to show you guys. Okay, so I got some of the things that are actually functional for my channel, but not functional for any other human purpose. But you guys, one of my packages came in yesterday, and oh my Bob Ross. Now, I probably shouldn't have been so excited about this that I had to kind of show Mr. Mo in the shower, but my detective puppet came in, so oh my Bob Ross. Yes, I did in fact surprise Mr. Mo in the shower with this. Because in my defense, like, how many times in your married life are you going to be able to say, I'm too old for this shit, when your husband's in the shower and possibly try to scare him? Now, these aren't normal marriage goals, but these are marriage goals for Mo, so take your pick. The fact that you know, this brings me so much joy. I'm just like, I have a puppet. Although I do need to work on the hat. He was a little squunched. I need to steam him a bit. But on more puppet news, because of course there is more puppet news on a Monday, the Sarah Boone puppets have arrived. I believe that possibly only myself, Shizzy, and 2 other child psychologists have bought these particular puppets. But they're hilarious. And they capture the Sarah Booniness of things. I mean, it's a perfect likeness. Unintentional. It was unintentional. I was not drunk. I don't think you know me. Oh, we do have an angry one. So let's see. We've got sad Sarah Boone for like when she's on the stand pretending to have a soul. We've got, well, trying to figure out whether she was drunk or not, or Mo doing algebra. We've got happy Sarah Boone, which I don't think will be making much of an appearance, except when she thinks she's winning something. There's, well, smiling Sarah Boone, which will never be used. I could just throw this one in the way. I could throw this one. Possibly the most commonly one. It's a perfect likeness. Oh my God, Sarah Boone. It is a perfect likeness. Unintentional. It was Jorge's fault. I mean, the likeness. The absolute likeness. It's amazing. Mr. Mo was like, you don't have any more puppets coming in. And I was like, only one that's a sandwich. And he's like, you are proud of yourself, aren't you? Now, in fully functional, useful stuff, a big thank you to everyone. Because I was able to go ahead and get, while it was on sale, so the digital notebook So, I have been writing tons of notes on the Skelton Brother case, the Ashley Buzzard case, and now I'm going to be looking up the Sarah Grace Patrick case and looking at possibly starting that next Monday, um, since it's supposed to be starting, I believe, next Monday. So, thank you guys so much. All of your support has made my puppet dreams possible and Mr. Moe's nightmares, well, much more terrifying. So, I appreciate that. That was not really news, but I definitely wanted to show my gratitude and thank you guys because I was actually able to get a good amount of stuff done this weekend as far as taking notes. And Mr. Mo is just glad I didn't have three separate notebooks on the bed trying to do notes with three different, topics. So he was just happy. And you guys, like, I don't want to toot my own horn or nothing, but I'm kind of proud of myself. Now, usually Mr. Mo is head of all tech things, but I put the screen protector on myself. Now, I suck at all things tech, so I was just proud of myself. I put the screen protector on all by my own self. I know that's not a goal for most people, but in fact, it was kind of a banner day for me. We do have some really sad news to start out the news, but it was a life well lived, and I have done an article or two about this particular park ranger. So I definitely wanted to give her honor and honor her really incredible life. But unfortunately, beloved park ranger Betty Reed Salkin has passed away at 104. So Betty Reed Soskin, the oldest park ranger in the United States when she retired at 2022 at the age of 100, passed away in Ridgemont, California on December 21st. She was 104 years old. This morning on the winter solstice, our mother, grandmother, and great grandmother, Betty Reed Soskin, passed away peacefully, and she led a life packed and was ready to leave, her family representative said in a written statement. Now, for years, she was a notable presence at the Rosie the Riveter World War II Homefront National Park in Richmond, a historical industrial city near San Francisco, that was integral to the war effort. So she was a wonderful woman. I've actually covered her on Mornings with Mo. She led a really interesting career. She worked at the national parks. Starting at 84, she kind of came in and eventually became really popular, giving talks and kind of explaining the history of the area. So, again, really sad loss, but she led an incredibly full and packed life surrounded by family. So, what a wonderful life well lived and giving back and proving that every day you're alive, you can do something, with your life. Age is just a number. So, very sad news, but an incredibly well lived life that, gave back and was just a kind of inspiration. I remember always feeling kind of happy when I got to do an article about her because it was just such a cool story. But I do hope that her family and friends and everyone that she touched their lives are getting the help and support they need because again, right around the holidays, this is a really hard time. Not that there's any easy time, but it definitely is a hard time. Now, we have some pretty big breaking headlines, unless you've been under a rock. And while this show isn't political, you've probably seen this, with varying takes. But Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is on the defensive as fraud allegations are continuing to mount after the viral sort of undercover video about the alleged Somali daycare scheme kind of broke over the weekend. Now, I'm kind of at the point where, like, call me when someone actually goes to jail because I'm getting a little tired of there's fraud, and not a daggone person who knew about it goes to jail. So, all like wake me up when someone actually gets charged with something. Someone big. If Tim Walz actually gets charged, wake me up. But until that point, I guess I'm kind of in the point of like just wake me up when someone gets charged because it doesn't seem to ever happen. Now, according to the governor's team, his office has been working years and years to crack down on fraud and have asked the state legislature to take more authority and take more aggressive action. Now, possibly not the best story to try to sell when another scandal breaks out of, billions of dollars being smuggled out of places with no, childless childcare centers. So while this isn't a political channel, it does look like the FBI and federal law enforcement agencies are looking into this. Again, I still say wake me up when someone actually gets charged who's higher up. But this does look like a story that is going to carry forward and possibly have legal complications or implications for the governor, possibly all the way up to the governor's office. So do keep an eye on this, but we're working at the speed of government. So 15, 16 years, I'm sure we'll get a true answer about this. Now, sadly, unfortunately, another longtime, longtime pillar in country music has passed away as well. Country music's longest legend, Stu Phillips, has passed away. Now, he was 92, and Phillips was the oldest living member of the Grand Ole Opry. Now, the Opry did acknowledge his death on a post on X and thanked him for his music, friendship, and 58 years as part of the Opry family. Now, the Country Music Hall of Fame also posted a short statement following Phillips' passing, noting that he joined the Opry in 1967. So, again, now I will say I'm not a big, Grand Ole Opry fan, so I can't really place Mr. Stu Phillips. But, again, it seems like we're losing a lot of the really good, really kind of, singers, actors, stars that I kind of grew up with. And it is kind of a weird place to be in. Well, I guess it's sort of a motive, but okay. Allegedly, the DC pipe bomb suspect has confessed to planting the, improvised explosives after watching YouTube, but says that he didn't intend to unalive anyone. Do you need Sarah Boone puppets too? I have the puppets now, so if you were unintentional, were you also, drunk, not drunk, tipsy? Do you have I just did it, but I didn't want anyone to get hurt. That makes sense for the inventor of lawn darts, but not when you plant explosive devices in the nation's capital. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for him. Now, the Virginia man accused of placing explosive devices outside both the Republican and Democratic headquarters in Washington, D.C., has confessed to planning those devices, but claimed he didn't want to unalive anyone. There's no hug bomb. What the hell? Make it make sense, because this ain't mathin' to me. Now, Brian Cole Jr., 30, was taken into custody earlier this month, nearly 5 years after the homemade improvised explosives were discovered outside both the DNC and RNC on the eve of January 6th. Now, he reportedly planted the two explosives because he felt that someone needs to speak up for those who believed that the election was rigged. So you decide to take out both parties? I will say I haven't delved deeply into this case. It's all I can do to keep up with, just the the regular trials I have on, and this one does skew more political and is federal, so is going to be harder to get a lot of the information. But something about this seems odd. Now, uh, Hagatha is not a fan of today, but I do have stuff to do, so she's just going to have to get on board. We've got errands to run. I can no longer stay inside today. So we picked the day to do all of our errands when we're going to get blown away. It's life. It is life. So he is facing charges of transporting the explosive device in interstate commerce with the intention to unalive. Now, the 30-year-old bail bondsman, whom neighbors have described as a bit of a recluse, was due to appear in court on Tuesday for a hearing to determine whether he would be eligible for bail. But on Sunday, federal prosecutors released damning court documents claiming that Cole has confessed to the crime and gave authorities a detailed confession explaining his motive. So it will be interesting to see if the defense does mount anything with mental health, because that could possibly be the only defense I would see for this. The defendant explained, "I didn't agree with what people were doing, like just telling half the half the country they needed to ignore it. I didn't think that was a good idea, so I went to protest," he allegedly said. So again, this is what is new coming out. Why it took 5 years to find this guy, I have a little more questions. But do expect this to be a big case coming up in true crime on the federal side. It is going to be more political. I don't have a dog in this fight. This for me is going to be just like every other trial, as far as making sure the state or federal government would be held to its, duty and its burden. But I haven't delved deeply into this case, so this will be an interesting one to watch. I still do have questions, and I think a lot of us do, as to why it took so long to find this person and all this, when they could find a grandma and a bunch of other people from January 6th within a year. It does seem a little interesting that this wasn't given higher priority or didn't, get solved sooner. But that's me more being, kind of speculation, giving my hot take, not so much, anything. But I do have more questions than answers as far as this entire case goes. It is going to be a federal case, so don't expect it to be streamed. But I'm sure that, law tubers are going to be covering this, and, you'll be able to get that information. Well, two helicopters have collided in a New Jersey crash, with one reported dead. Now, this is looking like something fairly local, not like too military or anything, but these do look like more private helicopters. But two helicopters, not private, but not military. I don't know who owns them. Two helicopters did collide midair and crashed in a South New Jersey area, or in the South New Jersey area, killing one person and critically injuring another. Now, videos has been circulated on social media, filmed from the parking lot of a Tractor Supply store in Hamilton, which shows a large black plume of smoke in the distance and shocked onlookers reacting to the crash. Now, the collision happened just after noon at about 100 Basin Road in Hampton, about 3 miles from Hampton Airport. So this does look like a fairly local thing, but the NTSB, I'm sure, will be coming out with reporting. It does seem odd that, so like I said, I'm not an aviation expertologist, but I watch enough Mayday air disasters to know that you are supposed to maintain at least I think a mile visual distance when you're flying. Again, not an expertologist, but you'd think you'd be able to see another helicopter coming straight at you. I'm just throwing it out there. Yes, we also did lose Bridget Bardot, or Bardot. Look, I didn't watch the movies. I feel like such a pop culture moron. I don't know half of these people. I would expect more reporting on this if you are in the general area as the days come forward. But right now, they don't know a whole lot about what caused the accident and who or the identities of the people involved have also not been given out as well. So we have confirmed injuries, we have a confirmed fatality, but we don't really have any more information as far as that. So be on the lookout for more information. I will try to give you guys some more updates, but as of right now, this is kind of very preliminary hearing. This is a very preliminary stuff. So at least there were no civilian on the ground casualties. It is bad that, there were injuries and a fatality, but it could have been worse had they fallen on a street in a crowded area. So hopefully they will get some more answers because it does look a little bit interesting because helicopters have big old windows. I mean, I've never flown. So I don't know. It's probably a lot harder than it looks. I mean, it already looks extremely complicated. I'm not going to lie. I've looked in the cockpit like when I fly. And I'm like, that's way too many buttons. I'm glad that there are people out there that wanted to be pilots because it wouldn't be me. It would not be me. Now, in a really interesting story, and I will be keeping an eye on this because do expect this to go to trial at some point. I do hope that this ends much better than most of the stories that I have to report on to you here. But a mother has allegedly abducted her 4 children and fled overseas as she feared the quote unquote end times were coming. A Utah mother of 4 has been accused of abducting her children, allegedly because she feared that the end times were coming. Alicia Ann Seymour, 35, has been charged with 4 counts of custodial interference and removing a child from the state after allegedly abducting her 4 children and fleeing to Europe, according to local news from Utah. Now, court documents obtained by the local news revealed that officers with the West Jordan Police Department had arrived at a residence belonging to Alicia for a welfare check on December the 2nd and found it both unlocked and unoccupied. Now, officials have been unable to get in contact with Alicia, who also hasn't answered phone calls from both a coworker and a friend since November 29th, which is the day that alleged abduction did occur. Now, an endangered and missing advisory has been issued by the Utah Department of Public Safety on the 10th for the children who are between the ages of 3 and 11. Now, they have been previously identified as 11-year-old Landon Seymour, 8-year-old Levi Parker Seymour, 7-year-old Hazel Ray Seymour, and 3-year-old Jacob Kurt Brady. Now, DPS said that it is unknown what the children were last seen wearing or where they were actually last seen. Now, an advisory has named Alicia as the alleged abductor, identifying her as a white female who's about 5 feet 3 inches and 121 pounds, with hazel eyes and brown hair. Now, during the investigation, officials found a notebook with her plans to get rid of both documents and phones, as well as to take the children's passports. Now, she is said to have left a voicemail for one of the 2 fathers of the children, in which she claimed to be in France. Now, Alicia does share custody with both of the fathers, who allegedly said that she was looking for a permanent residence and took the kids because she feared the end times, according to police. Now, officials have determined that neither of the fathers were aware of her plans, and it also appears that she has no intentions of returning to the United States and has completely broken her court-ordered custody agreements. So it does look like this one, hopefully they have contacts with Europe and overseas so we can kind of get this. Well, they are from France. I love that movie, and YouTube has it for free. Look, if the news has gotten you down, if you need a little refresh, a longer puppy kitten break, Coneheads is on free on YouTube. It was a Christmas miracle when I learned this fact. If you need something to watch today, Coneheads is on YouTube for free. I have made your day. Now, Kendall Seymour, the father of 3 of the children, has created a GoFundMe to raise more than $12,000. In the description, he alleges that his kids have been abducted overseas by their mother, and he didn't learn that they were missing until December the 2nd. Now, Kendall also wrote on GoFundMe that he was advised by someone to pick up the children wherever they're found in order to minimize trauma. If we can get to them ASAP after their mother is arrested, they'll feel safer and won't suffer as much wondering what's going to happen to them, to their mother in their future. So he said that the funds will go towards fighting to get flights and meet the children once they're found, as well as potential hotel stays. He doesn't know who is going to be picking up the 4th child because there are separate fathers. So it doesn't look like the other father has set up a GoFundMe, but this does look like a fairly hinky case. I do hope that these children are found safe and sound. And it does seem like the mother is having somewhat of a break with reality. That doesn't excuse what she's done, but we've seen too many of these turn awful. I do not want another awful headline. I do hope that these children are found safe and sound and their dads can get over to them and get them back safe and get them the support they need when they come home. Because I can't imagine what a little child must be thinking. One day you're at home and, you have a blended family, but everything seems normal. And then all of a sudden mom's taking you to Europe. Well, it looks like this lady's getting out of prison soon. I mean, I guess it helps when you decide to become a snitch on cryptocurrency, but it looks like Caroline Ellison, the woman that kind of turned on Sam Bankman-Fried, is set to be released early from federal prison. It pays to be a prison snitch. Also, it's Sam Bankman-Fried. I'd probably turn on him too. The nerdy ex of, FTX crypto crook, Sam Bankman-Fried, Caroline Ellison, who later turned on him, is due to get an early release from federal prison after serving just 15 months of a 2-year sentence. Which, to be fair, 15 months of a 24-month sentence is about half. I mean, it's okay. Now, Ellison, 31, got a slap on the wrist sentence after pleading guilty to fraud charges for her role in the multi-billion-dollar crypto fraud scandal and agreeing to testify against Bankman-Fried, who was convicted in March 2024 and hit with a 25-year prison term. Now she is expected to be freed on January 21st, according to the U.S. Bureau of Prisons. I mean, there you go. She still had to sleep with Sam Bankman-Fried, which I think should have been punishment enough, but... Because I heard they didn't use deodorant, like no one showered. It was just like weird, nerdy body funk in that. Again, how can you have a bajillion dollars and not take care of hygiene? I will never know. I mean, not that I'm buying out like the Bath and Body Works if I win the lottery, but I'm going to keep myself in Arm & Hammer, deodorant. I'm not going to buy, all of the Kim Kardashian stuff, but I'm at least going to, keep myself in, lotion and deodorant. But no, it was apparently funky and they just never showered. So ew. But there you go. She's getting out early. As I said, when you're working with the feds, I guess it pays off. In sad news, and I was going to cover this story, but I wanted to wait for a little bit of kind of a conclusion to it because the headline seemed a bit sensational, and because there was actually a woman left or missing, the kind of sensational woman might have been attacked by a shark thing just seemed a bit disrespectful until we had a bit more information. A female triathlete's corpse has been found 6 days after her life was taken in a shark attack while swimming with her husband off the coast of California. A body of a triathlete who vanished from waters off California coast following a shark attack has been found. Now, rescue teams have recovered her corpse from the ocean south of Davenport Beach in Santa Cruz on Saturday about 2 p.m. Now, the victim has been identified as Erica Fox, 55, by her grieving father, James. The grim discovery came about a week after Fox, who was swimming in the waters of nearby Lovers Point in Pacific Grove, was reported missing after a witness said that a shark had attacked her. Both Davenport Beach and Lovers Point are along the coastline of Monterey Bay, and the distance between the two sites is about 30 miles. Now, James confirmed that the body did belong to his daughter, Sergeant Ryan Farot. I should probably look at how things are spelled before. Of the Santa Cruz Sheriff's Office told the Daily Mail that night. So basically, they now do have confirmation that this is her body. This story I did have pulled last week, but I wanted to wait until there was either confirmation of the shark attack or there was sort of a conclusion to this case, because it did seem a bit sensational, the alleged shark attack. But they have confirmed that she passed away due to both, well, the shark attack and drowning. It's interesting because she was in a group of up to about 15 people who were swimming in a group. And one of the people in the group did notice a shark about 100, yards from them. Simultaneously, a driver stopped, by a nearby stop sign to alert the Coast Guard that he had seen a shark breach with what appeared to be a human body in its mouth. So those reports did prompt the rescue teams to come out, and they were able to find the body and give the family at least some answers and somewhere. Shark mauling, I guess. I mean, I don't know if they can actually put shark mauling on a medical, death certificate. I guess it would be drowning and blood loss. But y'all, I would like to petition, if my behind goes in the ocean and gets attacked by a shark, y'all better make sure that is on my damn death certificate. If I get attacked by a shark, I want everyone to know. I mean, it might be the only brave or stupid, the most monumentally stupid thing that I've done. But I'm just saying, bear attack, shark attack, I want people to know about this stuff. None of this, exsanguination. Nope. I want everyone to know. Well, I mean, it was a disaster that ended in a lawsuit. A Florida man suffered serious bodily injury after a toilet seat shattered beneath him at an Outback Steakhouse. One too many bloomin' onions. But those bloomin' onions are great. Like, even me, I don't really like onion rings or anything like that, but you offer me a bloomin' onion at Outback Steakhouse, I'm like, yes, please. A Florida man filed a lawsuit against Outback Steakhouse, alleging that a handicapped toilet he used at one of the Sunshine State's location suddenly shattered and collapsed while he was using it. Now, Michael Green claimed that he sustained severe bodily injury during a ill-fated trip to the latrine at an Outback Steakhouse restaurant along Southwest College Road in Ocala, California. Ocala, Florida. I should know this. I said Florida. The hefty lawsuit levied against the Aussie-American staple, Green said that the toilet seat in the handicapped stall suddenly shattered and collapsed while he was on it. The injuries that Green asserts that he suffered range from significant and permanent loss of important bodily function to loss of capacity for enjoyment of life. Now, he also accused the restaurant of negligence in failing to ensure that the toilet was properly secured to the floor. He also claimed that it created an unreasonably dangerous caution to members of the public. Interesting. I will say that, yes, if you are less mobile, if you have, mobility issues, this is terrifying. But holy cow, how does a toilet explode? Now, Green is seeking $50,000 in damages from the struggling steakhouse. Early in November, Outback Steakhouse abruptly closed 21 of its underperforming stores, but its endeavor to launch a comprehensive turnaround strategy has been a little muddled. So, this is probably a crappy time to sue them when they're filing, closing a bunch of stores. I wonder how many bloomin' onions he can get for 50,000. I guess he wouldn't go back. Yeah, if you see cracked porcelain, I mean, yeah, I'm not a joke if it looks structurally unstable. And I say this as a person who definitely, fears falling down a lot more than, I ever thought I would fear anything. But do be mindful, pay attention if something doesn't look sturdy, if things look broken, don't test it. This is not Fear Factor. Don't do it. Let's give this dad a daggone parade, an award, and like a public service thing. A father found his 15-year-old daughter who was kidnapped by knife point on Christmas by tracking her phone's location. A kidnapped teen was saved thanks to her father's quick thinking. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office shared on Facebook that deputies had responded to a report of a kidnapping of a 15-year-old female in Porter, Texas, around 4:50 p.m. on Christmas Day. Now, investigators learned that the teen had taken her dog out for a walk and didn't return at her normal times, causing her parents to kind of grow concerned. When her father then used parental controls to locate her phone, it pinged in a partially wooded area of Harris County, nearly 2 miles away. Now, the father was able to locate his daughter through the phone and found her and the dog inside of a maroon-colored pickup with a partially nude 23-year-old man. Okay, the fact that this 23-year-old man is still able to get a mugshot, this father's self-control must be applauded, because I don't know if he would have this pretty of a mugshot if me and Mr. Moe found, our 15-year-old daughter and someone half nude. Oh, no. I don't know that there would be a mugshot allegedly in Minecraft. I'm just saying, y'all. Like, no, the fact this father's self-control is because no way. No way. Now, he was able to help his daughter escape from the truck and then contacted law enforcement. Investigators revealed that the suspect had threatened the victim with a knife and had abducted her from the street. Now, people who witnessed the incident gave a detailed description of the truck, which also helped deputies locate and identify the suspect in the incident. And he has been identified as 23-year-old Giovanni Rosales Espinosa of Porter, Texas. Now, detectives with the Major Crimes Unit did respond to the scene. Espinosa has been charged with aggravated kidnapping and indecency with a child. As of December 26th, he does remain in custody with no bond. Yeah, straight to the center of the sun. Again, your Christmas gift was that you got to take a mugshot. Now, the family of the kidnapped teen, who has requested to remain anonymous at this time, said that they were thankful that the teen is safe and back home recovering. Now, they also noted that none of the family has claimed links to knowing this man. So this was a basic stranger to all of the family. They had no idea who this person was. It wasn't like, oh, this is cousin John's friend. No, this was rando dude in Texas. Well, I mean, I'm glad I don't live in this town, because my attempt to have a summer body this year would be greatly, greatly unachievable. A small town has been overwhelmed by the heavy smell of fried dough from a new Dunkin' Donuts factory pumping out 1 million donuts per day. I mean, this sounds like heaven to live in, but I mean, I feel like I just put on 10 pounds going into the town and smelling the donuts. It didn't say anything else. I I hope the dog was okay. Again, the fact that he was able to take a mugshot, I hope the dog was okay. Well, some Massachusetts residents are a little tired of running on Dunkin'. Massachusetts, y'all just can't catch a break this year, can you? Residents in the town of Haverhill are claiming that a manufacturing facility that produces 1 million donuts per day for the fast food giant is causing an overpowering smell in their homes. Now, local Sean Wilson said on December 16th at a city council meeting that anyone walking in the area would be overwhelmed by the smell of donuts. I mean, this sounds like heaven. But there you go. My house smells like donuts all the time for the last 2 months, Wilson fumed. It's distracting and it's heavy. So apparently it's a heavy, greasy smell. Haverhill City Councilor Sean Tooley shared that he had been contacted by another constituent complaining of a carnival smell resembling fried dough, and other residents have expressed their concern about the air quality surrounding the manufacturing plant. I mean, this seems like a thing. I mean, at least it's not like a hog factory or chicken farm. I mean, I live I live in rural Indiana. Do you want to know what a chicken farm smells like? Because I guarantee you that Dunkin' Donuts is the least of your worries. We have fish hatcheries out here. We've got meat processing. Of all the things you could bitch about, Dunkin' Donuts smell is not one of them. I mean, this is like, you don't hear the people next to the Yankee Candle Factory bitching, do you? Good Lord, of all the things to bitch about. I mean, granted, I would get tired of the donut smell, but like of all the first worldy problems to bitch about, we got a donut factory and now the town smells like donuts. Who'da thunk it? Okay. Now, most people or some of the other citizens in the town say they like the smell of donuts. It smells like a bakery. It smells like someone's cooking little cakes or something, rather. It's Christmas time. We should have smells. Christmas trees, food, joy. Use our other senses. So there you go. Apparently some people just can't stand the smell. To be fair, if you are trying to do the keto diet, this may not be the town you want to live in. If you are trying to say no to carbs, this is the wrong town. Like, do not go to this postal zip code. That being said, this is probably the only place in Massachusetts I would move to because it smells like donuts. Again, I don't know the bad thing. Well, I will be saving this for Friday, but we needed a bit of something to make our Mondays hilarious, or at least mine. I don't know what it was about today, but with the wind howling and everything, I have a full list of things I need to be doing today, but I would rather stay in bed. So I found this article to give me motivation to get up. Go ahead and cue the butt stuff song. Well, the government is keeping track of what people insert into their prison wallets. And these are some of the worst items of last year. Buckle in. This is probably going to get weird. This is not a trend we can get behind, whether it's due to pure curiosity or misguided ChatGPT advice or, the smexy stuff. A shocking number of people end up in the ER every year putting something in their prison wallet that very much shouldn't be there. But their secret shame isn't actually so secret after all. Holy shitballs, there's actually a list of things. We need to find this list. We're going to do a whole stream just reading the list. Apparently, the U.S. Customer Product Safety Commission actually keeps a database of ER visits and what people smuggle in their colon wallet, meaning that the government does in fact have an extensive list of every rectal archaeology that has been done in every ER, which is hilarious. I mean, of all the things the government to spy on, this is probably the most benign and hilarious. I say we continue to do this and give me access to the list. This is my entire stream going forward. I love it. I need it. What is going on? Basically, yes, the government has a list of every patient that said, I fell on it. Of course, the database is anonymous. So the unfortunate soul who lost a corncob holder can rest easy knowing no one will know it's them. But the defector has gone through the most recent data for 2024 to pick out the most shocking, confusing, and squirm-worthy items that were reported to be stuck inside, well, prison wallets. In addition to numerous smexy toys, including a 24-inch, that's right, a 2-foot long, 2/3 of a meter, if I'm doing my math right, which people in the EU, I'm most likely not. Let's be real. I can't even do our crazy system of measurement, let alone metrics. But the highlights include nails, screws and nails, a baseball, reason given to see what it felt like, uncooked pasta. Uncooked pasta? What the hell? What did Kraft macaroni and cheese do to you? An egg. I have some questions here. Was that hard boiled? Because if it wasn't, I'm actually intrigued. Like, I have questions if it was just a raw egg and it was unbroken. Like, that's kind of impressive. A dog chew toy, a dryer sheet, a sandal. Some mom threw a chunkla way too hard. It just went ka-chunk. And they're like, oh, we're going to have to explain this in the ER. A doorknob, marbles, eyeglasses. You know, I've never lost my eyeglasses there. I have lost plenty of glasses, but never there. Beard clippers wrapped in plastic. Reason given, I was feeling constipated for 2 days. A turkey baster. A shampoo bottle. Reason given, slipped in the shower. Another shampoo bottle. Reason given, bored. An aerosol can, a dental pick, a wine stopper, a highlighter, an invisible marker, a magic wand toy, a 7-inch toy with pliers because they tried to use the pliers to get the toy, but then the pliers got sucked up too. A plastic coat hanger with outside of the hanger cut off so he could drive to the ER. I don't even want to know the math behind that one. A light bulb, glass side first. The bulb got sucked up due to suction effect. Just, I don't know who needs to hear this at the close of 2025, but don't pack anything into your prison wallet. And no, you can't just slip on things. And yes, they have a database for that. So even if you're tempted, do you really want the government knowing what you do? Since we're ending on that note, I do have our, cringe-hilarious clips. So I definitely got some of those for you today. I've just got to get them up. Where in the... I love that I've got 973,000 things open, but I can't find my thing I need. Oh, it's been a day. But I figure since we're all with trials, I blame myself, the comedian or comic, team that have brought us, the Anne Frank musical, the war racks and everything else. This is hilarious. I was dying laughing this morning watching it.
And as you can see, my client has a clear alibi on Wednesday, the night of the 15th. He was seen outside his home at 9:12 p.m., as proven by his home security footage. There is absolutely no way he could have been placed at the casino at 9:37 p.m., the exact time the murder took place. End of story.
Counsel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we've got to put a penalty on that wig. That, I wasn't talking to you, Mr. Mo. He's like, wait, why are we putting a penalty on the wig? But whoever took care of this gray Party City wig did not do a great job. But it does kind of look like Auntie Bev. Wrong hair color, but same dryness and lack of control.
Mr. Bradley, we've all seen the security footage, right? It shows you, on the night of the 15th, walk up to your front door, fumble with your keys, and eventually make it into your home. Which raises the question, how could you have possibly been at the casino?
The casino?
No, my next wig purchase is for Mo Pearl. I am searching studiously on Amazon for a Mo Pearl bouffant brunette hairdo and a possum stuffed animal because this is happening. Mr. Mo's like, really? After the puppet, you need a possum stuffed animal? He doesn't understand the magic that is coming his way.
In fact, the casino is, what, a 30-minute drive from your home straight up the Higaway.
You know, this is funny, but we have seen trials with the mispronunciation like this. Scintilica is probably my favorite made-up word by a lawyer, but I still like Scintilica.
The highway?
Objection, Your Honor. Distance from my client's home to the casino has already been established.
Sustained. Counsel, do you have any more questions?
Yes, Your Honor, my apologies. Mr. Bradley, you said you walked into your home, you made yourself some dinner, watched Jake Tapper on CNN, and then poured yourself a glass of tequila. Is that correct?
Okay, see, this is why I can't get my law degree, mostly because I dropped out of college twice, so there's that barrier. But after seeing this, I would be so tempted to mispronounce things as a bit. I would be in so contempt. Like, if my facial expressions aren't contempt, then me mispronouncing things for a laugh would definitely be contempt.
It's tequila.
Answer the question, Mr. Bradley.
That's all right, Your Honor. You see, Mr. Bradley often drinks tequila. It's one of his favorite nightly activities.
It's activities. What?
Objection, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Badgering.
No, I was just...
Sustained. Counsel, get to the point.
Of course. Mr. Bradley, on the night of the 15th...
I mean, she's already pronounced night correctly.
Mr. Bradley.
On the night of the 15th, when you were definitely not at the casino off the Higaway, is it true you were at home partaking in your nightly activities of drinking tequila and watching Jake Tapper on Kanana?
Kanana. It is never going to be CNN again. God bless you. I blame myself mostly. It is now going to be Kanana. I implore everyone in the Church of Mo to call it Kanana from now on.
Nah, it's CNN. What?
See, the issue with that, Mr. Bradley, is Jake Tapper wasn't on Kanana that night, was he?
Why are you talking like that?
Jake Tapper was on Kanana Tuesday, not Wednesday. Mr. Bradley, am I wrong?
What?
Am I wrong?
I don't know what you're trying to tell.
Okay, this is, this does make a point. Okay, for those of us who struggle with spelling, all of these silent letters are bastards. We don't actually pronounce the, W in wrong. We don't. But when I spell the wrong without a W because we don't use it, my teacher marked it as wrong. When I contend that if we don't actually use the letter, why do we have it there? I say we need Silent Letter Appreciation Day. I know this isn't a new bit. I know Michael McIntyre from Britain had the same idea, but as a person that sucks at spelling, all of these silent letters are bastards.
Or the corpse George!
Your Honor!
Answer the question.
Objection, Your Honor. My client has already answered the question.
What the fuck is going on?
Mr. Bradley claims that on Wednesday, the Nagit of the 5th. He was at home partaking in his Nagitly activities of drinking tequilas and watching Jake Tapper on Kanana. But Wednesday on Kanana, Jake Tapper was out sick, which means we are watching footage from the Warong Nagit. And Mr. Bradley was, in fact, at the casino off the Higaway. The Nagit, our 5th, was chalk too deep. Am I wrong, Mr. Bradley?
I don't know what you're
Were you at the casino?
It's casino!
Were you at the casino, the Nagit of the 5th?
Can you speak
Were
normally?
you there Tuesday or Wednesday, Mr. Bradley?
Oh, I was there Wednesday!
Bahami!
No, she tricked me, I was...
Yes, Mo would totally do this. This is actually impressive because you don't actually say those sounds. To actually mispronounce those words and have it come out functional, it's pretty good. But I would totally do this in a court, which is why I am your, hot mess priestess and not a lawyer.
trying to say that she's wrong. I promise. I promise. No.
Impressive, Mrs.
Miss pronunciation.
That's not bad. Cancel.
Okay,
No.
something wild is
Dang
happening.
it. I need to get better at that. Well, I have some questions about this, but are you guys ready to work your summer body and get hot with Scott ping pong? Yes, hot with Scott ping pong. Because who wouldn't want to see those Daisy Dukes? 80s, what was wrong with you? Why did you think these were appropriate for men?
You can be 7 or 70, running or rolling, beginner or champion. No matter who you are, table tennis is healthy fun. And the more you learn, the better it gets.
Okay, I'm not trying to be a butt monkey because y'all know I'm not sporty Spice. I'm more like inside Spice. Did people actually go to stadiums to watch ping pong games? I mean, I know they did in Forrest Gump, but I didn't. Was this really a thing? Are there like ping pong tournaments? Interesting.
Scott Price, U.S. national touring coach, will demonstrate the strokes for you.
Let's get stroking advice with Scott.
A stroke can be short, medium, or long. Red shirt.
I suddenly realized why I didn't play table tennis. I could not stop laughing. They'd be like, put me in, coach. I can stroke with the best of them. I'd have Billy Squire stroke me on in the background. This is why I can't do anything functional as a real adult.
Is displaying some of the most spin-laden chops ever recorded. They hover in midair like killer bees.
No, can we talk about their hemlines of their short hovering in the air like testicular hovering, bumblebees? I have never seen more of a guy's booty. You know what? I need to start watching some vintage ping pong, apparently. Apparently there is more leg action than beach volleyball.
Make sure your shorts are belted securely. Some gymnasiums are drafty. Here's Scott's amazing behind-the-back smash. Gauge the ball and lean slightly forward. Then lift your free arm clear of the ball path. Then call your friendly chiropractor. Please don't tell anyone. It's rumored that Scott has had chorus line experience. Then get yourself a mirror and practice imitating the form of Scott's strokes. And
Yeah, because, a mirror is what you need to make sure that you are imitating Scott's strokes as best as possible. Just bunches of kids in the 80s. No, Mom, I'm working on my stroke. No, I'm not going to go blind. It's ping pong, I swear.
Do it over and over and over and over.
You heard it from, Scott, whatever his name is, himself. Stand in front of a mirror and practice your strokes over and over. Mazel tov. What is going on? From our favorite Canadian mixologist, we have a Halloween brew. Now, I know it's not,
Hello, YouTube. How's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's doing okay. This is the Wizard Marty again, and I'm very happy again. This time,
this doesn't feel like a real video of his because he doesn't have the Canada sweater on. I feel like I require him to be in the Canada sweater.
what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to make a Halloween drink, and that's what I'm going to call it. Now, it's simple, it's easy, it's going to be a little bit spicy. And somebody did ask about what hot sauce I was using. Well, I'm using habanero hot sauce. And it's got these down here. You can see it's very hot. I've almost drank the whole bottle almost, Shake it up, see if it's real. Yep. Okay. And I got my, this time it's, mango fruit punch. Dragon fruit punch I'm using again. I've used this once before, I know. So this is simple and easy. I got my glass. I'm doing with Pepsi again. Now, first of all, I'm going to put in the mango fruit. Yeah, the mango fruit. It's going to be good. I hope. Really, if it's not, I'll tell you. There we go. The mango fruit is in the glass. Yes, I know. But people like this, so that's good. Now,
I'm kind of glad that he's not using Coca-Cola. I feel like it's okay to blaspheme Pepsi like this. But if this was Coca-Cola, we'd be having issues. So he's got mango juice, Pepsi, and hot sauce. Because that seems... Well, I mean, the sort of mango, the sweet spicy thing is kind of a new trending thing. So in a full confession of a picky eater, so my husband and our friends who were our best man and woman at our when we got married, we went to like this grown up like fancy restaurant, and y'all know me, I am the pickiest eater ever, and I fully acknowledge that I'm a picky eater. Like, I know I have like the taste palate of a 5-year-old. So I always just try to, find something on the menu that will work out for me, and usually it's chicken fingers. You want to know what terrifies a picky eater? When you've got one-page menu and not one of the things is chicken fingers and everything has avocado in it. That being said, they had wonderful, wonderful food, and I just picked around mushrooms because I don't like them, and Mr. Mo loves them, so he could eat my mushrooms and they didn't go to waste. But he looked at me and he started laughing. He's like, "There's no chicken fingers on here. You're going to have to be an adult and try new food." And I was like, why you always got to be mean to me? Why you always got to bring the truth into this?
I'm going to put in the Pepsi. Yeah. See? Mango in the glass. That much, I think. Crack.
Also, I'd like to contend that I was doing weird stuff with my pop before it became popular to do it in Canada. Because I always drink my Coke Zero with a spritz of either the liquid lemonade stuff or lime juice. be available at 1:30.
Simple and easy drinks you can make at home. That's what it looks like with Pepsi. A little bit of a dark.
Okay, I have to call party foul. Now, y'all, I am not the June Cleaver. My house is what we would like to call comfortably tidy-ish, all right? So I am not the person you need to talk to if you want a spick and span, like, tidy house. Like, but you were aware you were going to be on the interwebs and you couldn't wash your glass? I don't know why that skeeves me out more than whatever concoction he makes, but I'm like, oh, the glass is so dirty.
Darkish color. Mix it up a bit. Oh my goodness, smells fruity. Wow, the mango is overriding the Pepsi already. Now I'm gonna put some hot sauce. I love my hot sauce, yeah. Woohoo! Oh, that's hot. I shook it up, that's why. Wow. Ooh, it's gonna be a hot one. Oh my goodness. Looks very good. Looks good and appetizing.
No.
Kind of a weird drink for Halloween. Wow.
Kind of a weird drink for sobriety.
Wow. I haven't even tasted the drink of it already making me shiver. Ooh. Wow, let's see if we can get it down the gutters. 1, 2, 3, 4 gutter. Wow! Whoa. Holy crappers! Wow! Whoa. Wow! Whew.
We're in Canada. I love that I say Canada. Well, it doesn't have a description on his video. He does have close to almost 500,000 subscribers. So, hey, make your drinks, mister. Just maybe wipe the glass. Look, I love watching your concoctions, but your glass is freaking me out, okay? I don't know. I'm going to start making concoctions. I don't know. All right, in our final, because it wouldn't be a Monday if we didn't start out with some possumness, we have a proper possum alien alert. And because of the weather, oh gosh, what's her name? Georgette's Pearls of Wisdom are going to be a little late. I'm supposed to be getting them tomorrow, but we will have Possum Lady's Book of Wisdom either tomorrow or possibly today if like the weather doesn't change things. But the weather's been pretty yucky. So we are going to have the Possum Lady's book though this week.
This may be the most important video you will ever see, so pay attention. Now, I know that you are concerned about being taken over by aliens. Who isn't?
Depends on which kind, and I mean, I kind of hope the aliens would take me away. I mean, at this point, if the aliens were like, hey, we need to speak to your leaders, we're going to take over, half of us would be like, fine, you know, glib glorp, long live glib glorp.
But, like everything else, there are good aliens and bad aliens. Now, we've all heard that your dog is the best judge of character, and when it comes to people, that's probably true. But when it comes to extraterrestrials, that's right. Only the possum knows for sure. Possums have extraordinary abilities. They can ward off rabies with their low body temperature. survive the most poisonous snake bite, and they know a bad faith alien when they see one. For example, this is a simulation. Do not panic. This is only a simulation. You're all right.
Y'all, do you ever wonder if we took the wrong pill when Morpheus asked us if we wanted to stay in or out of the Matrix? Because here lately, the timeline, I think we picked the wrong pill. Whichever one we took, we have screwed up the Matrix.
Alien passes in front of Possum. La 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 la. Possum just keeps doing what it was doing. Phew! Big relief. Must have been a good alien. Alien runs down. Well, not to worry. There is no shortage of aliens around here. So, alien passes in front of Possum. Possum still keeps...
Her son is so mad that she's using all of his childhood toys. She was probably in the Goodwill. I'm guaranteeing she went into the Goodwill, she went to the toy aisle, and then when the cashier's like, "Oh, are you having grandchildren over?" She's like, "No, sweetheart, I'm filming a possum video about aliens, and I need them for my possum."
It's doing what it was doing, and again we know that it's a good alien. But suppose another kind of alien comes along. Watch closely because Possum will go on red alert. Now, you have to watch really closely because this can be subtle. See? See? There it is. Well, I think that pretty well makes the case, don't you? So, if you are a household without a possum, run. Don't walk to your nearest shed, dumpster, or marsupial supply outlet and bring home a possum today. The caveat being the elephant in the room. The vast majority of possums belong outside. Under ordinary circumstances, if you see one there, leave it there. If you come across an ill, injured, or orphaned possum...
Okay, no, you just said that possums are the best alien detectors, and then you tell us not to go get a possum. I feel like you're pulling up the possum ladder behind you, just like Peter Dinklage. Like, you got your fame, and you're like, "I'm taking my step stool behind me. Ain't none of you MFers getting up with me." I mean, it seems a little ballsy to have like a stockpile of semi-automatic possums and then tell me I can't get one.
Contact a professional wildlife rehabilitator immediately. If, however, you are in imminent danger of alien attack, well, you commandeer that animal and you put it in uniform. Now, we all know about heroic canine troops, and by now...
No, Possum, why are you clinging so hard to this woman? This has been your one time to escape. She's taken you off the table. Leap to freedom. Leap for your life, little Possum. Don't cling to her. This is terrible. This is Stockholm Syndrome. Come on, let go. Run for the door while she's distracted by the toys.
We've heard about the valor of the war horse, but when it comes to the greatest conflict of all, we must enlist the possum. So,
I just love the mechanical vibrating in the background.
beware, bad aliens. The possums of war are watching. It just boggles the mind, doesn't it?
Oh, there's a lot of boggling going on.
All right. In the meantime, don't worry. Be happy. Have a nut. Until next time. We hope. Bye. Bye-bye.
I love this woman. This is me in the future, or when I find the wig. I know. one day I'm going to be doing Mornings with Mo, and all of a sudden there's going to be a Florida story, woman eaten by possums, and I'm going to feel really bad. But I mean, you know. So, you guys, that is the news for today. I am not planning to do another stream today, just because I do have a bunch of like outside peopling to do. Why we had to pick the windiest day when we're going to get blown off course into, I don't know, Kentucky or Arizona. But we had days. We have to get adult stuff done. So I will be back tomorrow, and we will be finishing up the Devin Mitchell's trial and then getting ready for the Sarah Grace Patrick trial that is supposed to start next Monday. I will be trying to stay current on that trial, so we will be going from our normal 10 to like whenever they end, but we will try to get into that, and I will be giving you guys a video to kind of explain what's going on in that trial with a couple of articles. But like Nick was saying on his 20,000 sub stream yesterday, there's not a whole heck of a lot on the docket for this particular trial. So I will try to get you guys excuse me, a video with some of the articles kind of explaining the backstory. But we will be finishing up the Devin Mitchell's trial this week and then going into that new trial next week. So that's kind of what we're planning to do this week. And we will just play it from there. Definitely going to be adding some puppet work in because Mr. Mo is terrified or just, he's just resigned at this point. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and I hope that you are able to stay warm and safe because it is incredibly windy and snowy and yucky out there for most of the country. So do listen to your local, news outlets and weather people to keep yourself safe and warm, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So remember, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, but have a sassy mouth and carry a can of bitch fire because kindness doesn't equal doormat. Besides, I'm pretty sure that spite and stubbornness will keep you on the ground along with gravity. At least that's what the expertologists are telling me. Bye, you guys.